Hi everyone, this is Tatiana, and today I'm going to offer you a chair yoga class. We're going to be here for about 45 minutes, and the type of class that we're about to experience is the class where we're going to get all the benefits that yoga can offer, the mindfulness, the breathing, but the approach on the physical level will be much more gentler. All the stretches that we're going to do is going to be sitting on the chair, and this class is more oriented for the people who are maybe recovering from a surgery, from any injuries, for those who cannot do kneeling position because yoga offers a lot of those stretches, for those who are not comfortable or not ready yet to do any strong variations that regular classical yoga can offer. Standing postures and stamina postures like warriors, triangles, planks, cobras. So see what you think. As usual, like, subscribe, please share with your friends and leave the comments below. You have a good day and I hope you enjoyed this class. Okay. We're starting sitting in the chair. By the way, I just want to show the chair. It's a classical folded chair that I use. We can do any chair that will work for you as long as it's not having too much of like gaps and too crazy in a curve. So try to keep the flat seat level for your practice. So we're sitting in the edge of the chair, and we're trying our best to straighten out your back here, creating a nice opening to your chest, and the feet will be in the line, the ankles in the line with your knees, so approximately 90 degrees angle. This is our beginning point. If you have a hard time to remain the straight back, so maybe doing a little bit backing off, taking a break, and then returning to a straight back, and we'll go from here. Okay, let's all together close your eyes. And as usual, we'll start with the centering, taking deep breaths. Inhale, and a nice exhale. Deep breath, and exhale. You're aware of the breathing. You are focusing on slowing down the breath, but not trying too hard because you don't want to overwhelm your system and the brain. So it's a deeper breath, but it's a pleasant, enjoyable inhale, kind of refreshing inhale, and a pleasant, relaxed, soothing, grounding exhale. And you're paying attention, noticing all little things about your breath. How it flows, how it starts, how it ends. Paying attention to little pauses between inhale and exhale. Little pauses between exhale and inhale. Also starting noticing little things that are unfolding while you are centering yourself. Observing how your brain and your physical body responding to this calmer and deeper breath. Continue paying a close attention to this ongoing flow, as it's the most important part in this moment. This should occupy your awareness fully, with the hope that this feels eventually so good, so pleasant, that you don't need or want to think of anything else. It's the first sign that your brain, your mind starts settling. And if it doesn't feel that way, it's okay. It takes time, takes practice. Just a few more breaths, just an awareness of your breathing. You can simply say that you are already meditating with me here. This is your meditation. Every mindful breath that you take, it's a short meditation. One more inhale. Exhale. And the next one, we're going to take a deeper, now definitely deeper inhale through the nostrils. And we're going to release the sigh. Very good. Now let's open your eyes. We're going to do the tapping. Pretty much in all my classes where I teach chair yoga, we start with the tapping, because the breathing mindful exercise gets you into a centered and grounded and relaxed state. And this would be as kind of a little bit of a polarity, in a good way, boost of the energy. So you're going to get your claws, you're going to get the tap all over the head. In one of my YouTube videos, in my regular yoga class, I started this as well with the tapping. I think every day doing this, it would be a really good energy boost for everybody. So continue tapping. Good. If you're going with me on it, mess with the hair a little bit and then put a little bit of a shampoo in your head. Pretend that you're shampooing your hair and massaging, digging into the surface of the skull, moving this, the skin, moving the thin layers of the muscles around the skull. If you're comfortable, you have loose hair, grab and pull. You have a ponytail, grab the ponytail. Give it a try and do another part here. Not too much, enough to stimulate a little bit the blood flow into this area. Good. How about one last time? And then smooth it out. Shake it off with the hands. Watch the edges. If you have a chair with the arms here, make sure you're not smacking yourself here. Okay, proceeding with the tapping of the forehead. Forehead, specifically the third eye area, your sinuses area. Going to do a little bit of a pinching mode along the eyebrows as you're traveling from the center to the corners, and tapping it off the temples area, under your eyes, cheekbones area. This is the sinuses area as well. Good cleansing creation here. Upper lip, crease of a chin, traveling through your jaw. Here you can add a massaging your masseters right here, chewing muscles. They like to hold tension, so dig into it. And don't be afraid to be silly. Open up the mouth, sticking the tongue and doing all this crazy facial expressions. I think I'm gonna make a picture as a head picture for this video, me doing this. I don't know yet, but why not? Okay, grabbing the ears and massaging the cartilages, pulling a little bit out, up, down. Be gentle about it. If you have earrings, working around them as you're grabbing the earlobes and pulling it down. Good. Proceeding with the massaging behind the ears. And travel along the base of the skull. Good. Then if you could reach the back of the neck, I normally would like to go with the grab and squeeze kind of motion. So grab, squeeze, let go, grab, squeeze, let go. Mini self-massage for your own neck. And we'll proceed with the tapping here, knuckles, and going across to the opposite shoulder, and then tapping it through. Shoulder, chest, neck area. If you're doing the flat hand, it's easier, it's gentler. Knuckles a little bit more, your choice. Traveling, transitioning, and working through your chest. My words are turning into a little bit more shaky words right here. Good area of the boosting energy. You're at home here, feel free to do the Tarzan moves, Tarzan sounds. Ah! Good. Going on opposite side, neck, shoulder, chest. As far as you can have the other hand to help if you want to go a little bit deeper. Good. Back into your chest, and specifically fingers running through your sternum, up and down. Good. Nice. Shake it off. Listen up. Again, watch the chair edges. Proceeding with your arms. One gives, another one receives. So again, all over the surface of the arm. This is a good exercise to wake up your endocrine system. Blood flow. And going to the other side. Won't hurt to do one more time the chest, and then gradually traveling into the belly. All over the belly. Sides. If you could, reach across and then traveling through the side of the body. Going to the other side. If you have a harder time to lift the arm, just lift to the height that works for you. Maybe even out. Okay, shake it off. You're already probably feeling some buzz that you've created in your upper body, that little bit tingling. This is all good sensations. Okay, I'm gonna lean forward and we're gonna get the lower back, your glutes and lower back area, your booty. Good. We're going to travel down through one leg, two arms assisting, traveling in, foot, ankle, shin, calf, quad, back, hamstrings. Going to the other side. Foot, ankle, shin, calf, knee. Good. Now tapping with the feet and then give a little bit of a shake to your wrists as well. And flap. Nice. Okay, last thing. You remain seated. I'm going to come closer so you can see better, okay? This has to do with pressure points and meridians in the body as well. So we're going to get the knuckles. We're going to take the outer edges of the knuckles and tap 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go inside, thumb side, and then 8 taps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Knuckles in and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Top of the wrist. Yeah, it's easy to imagine that you have a watch. So top of the wrist, one on top of another, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch, top of the wrists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then open up thumb and index, that gap between, and go. 8 taps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the final is a brush stroke, gaps between the fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my chair. You still remaining here, seated. Tall spine, straight back, 90 degrees angle, hands resting, closing your eyes for a moment. Noticing the shift, energetic shift in your body. You should feel a little bit more alive and awake now. Okay, we're proceeding with our actual physical stretches. We're going to go with the neck. Turn the head and looking over one of the shoulders. And we're going with the half circle, chin down along the chest, and then inhale, going to the opposite side. Keep going. Breath down, exhale. Inhale. The breathing is steady. Humming breathing. Inhale, side. Humming breath down. If my pace is too fast, slow things down. Be aware you're trying to keep your spine tall. Let it be your neck motion. Exhalation down. Remember, you're in control how far you're going with your variations here. Exhale down. Inhale, side. Last time, exhaling down. Inhale, side. Turn the head looking over the shoulders. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Now it's a tilt, ear to the shoulder. Inhale, center. Ear to the shoulder. Relax your shoulders. Try not to help. Sometimes people like to help, right? Lifting the shoulder to the ear. Let them be. And work just with your head. Side. Exhaling, side. Keep going. Side. Side. Right? I'm calling your side, so I'm calling your right ear going to your right shoulder, mirroring you, okay? So it's your right side. If you could lift your right arm, taking it around your head, place it in the left ear. If not, stay where you are, okay? And then starting some motions, your right arm helping your head to move. If you're doing it without the arm, just move your head on that angle. You're moving the head and then the left side neck responding. One direction in another direction. Good. Now, stay here, still on the right side. Take that left shoulder, drawing it back. Rotate your thumb in, inward rotation arm, and then reach the chair behind you, okay? And then maybe a little bit of a shift forward, so there is a tilt forward. And you'll start even more stretch, starting all the way from the side of the neck through the shoulder and the upper arm. So a little bit of almost like you're trying to lead with the elbow on an angle up to the right. Good. And inhale, slowly release. Very slowly you can use your right hand to help bring the head back into the middle and moving around. Good. And we're going to switch sides. You're going to take your left ear and then drawing it towards the left shoulder. We're going to take your left arm around your head. If you cannot do it, knowing that it's just a head tilt, and some circles with the left elbow. Moving one direction, few rolls, moving another direction, few rolls. With steady, mindful breath, of course. Paying attention to all the little things that your breath offers here today. Little pause, staying with the head tilted. Now work that right shoulder, drawing it back, rotate your thumb in and reach the chair behind you. And if you're comfortable, even shift a little bit from the hips forward and then lead with the elbow up, creating a good pull on the side of the neck. Nice inhale. And then slowly release. You can help with the left to bring the head back into the middle, moving the head around. Okay? Now, we're going to bring your right arm in front of your face. So it's like you're looking in the mirror right now. And then taking the arm over, placing it in the back of the head. Nose turns towards the armpit. I call it kindly. Sniff your armpit exercise. Good. And then you can respond with the little movements here. If you intuitively feel like you want to do a little bit of rotations here, be my guest. Good. And slowly release. Without the arm, it's going to be just a nose angle to the armpit. Otherwise, left arm in front, over, and tuck. And then some free movements here. Good. And inhale. Last things here for the neck. Taking the hands on the back of the head. Bring the elbows in. Keeping your spine tall and straight. And tucking the chin. So let it be just a head motion. Looking down to the floor. Automatically you start feeling the back of the neck, perhaps space between the shoulder blades. Be aware that you're not overarching your lower back. If you do, bringing the knee a little bit more into the spine, and automatically you bring stability to your lower back. You can do a little bit of rotations, bring one elbow down and another. Again, modified versions is without the arms. You can still tuck your chin, even if it's a very slight movement. Great. Then open up with elbows and open up with the chest, and we'll start working on bringing your chest, your sternum up, and then starting working and opening through your collarbones here, through your clavicles. Okay. Now, you have a tendency sometimes to overarch your back as well. So bringing the navel in. So I'm going to stand up for a moment so to show. You're going to bring that navel into lengthening your lower back, and then your chest will be working on opening here. Okay? If you have a hard time to take arms up, this is your movement. You don't have to get the shoulders involved here. They are still involved though. They're working back. Okay? And in fact, we're going to do that variation in a moment with the grab of the chair behind you. First, shake it off, loosen up, and then see how far you can reach behind you with your hands. Squeeze your shoulder blades, bring your shoulders in, and then pop with the chest as you're doing a little bit of a hinge from the hips forward. Look up. Good. Deep breath. This is a good moment where you can do the stretches outside when it's warm outside and receiving a lot of vitamin D. So good to have your face open up to the sun. Good. And when you're ready, you round in the spine, Interlace the fingers and press the palms forward, and you're rounding. Let me do the sideways. You're still facing me, but I'm going to show you sideways so you can see. This is where we're heading. The round position. You're looking down to your navel, you're tucking the chin, and then creating a space between the shoulder blades. Good. Right there. And then we're going to neutralize the back into a straight back. You're going to take arms overhead. If you're not doing it, you just grow up and then open up with the chest. Otherwise, arms over, take a deep breath in. And exhalation, release. All right, a little bit of a shoulder work. Couple rules. We're already done with those stretches, but it won't hurt to have more. And a couple of rows. I'm going to be reversing it forward and down. Up, forward and down. Good. Nice. Let's work the elbows and stick the elbow out and then do a couple of circulations just at the elbow. Try not to move the shoulder. Noticing, I'm going to turn it sideways so you can see. Noticing how my form opens up, and in order to rotate it, to bring it back in, I'm rotating my fist. And then I'm going to open the elbow and then rotate the fist in and out. So it's a shoulder work by just sustaining that process, holding, and the elbow is rotating, bringing some lubrication. You will feel, if you're going to have the hand on the shoulder, you will feel some motion here as we're trying to rotate the bones here as well. Going to the other side, sticking the elbow out, and then do a little bit of circulations. I'm going to do it on the angle as well so you can see. You don't have to angle. I'm turning so it's more visual for the camera. Oh, I hear some pumping in my shoulder. Good. You can do reverse. Not sure if we've done the reverse thing on the other hand, on the arm, but won't hurt to do reverse movements. All right, shake it off. Let's do wrists. Taking the fist out and then doing the tiniest circulations at the wrists. Small movements. Reversing it. As you're doing so, again, you're noticing how much action you're creating in the shoulders. They're working. They're working. Are you breathing? That's the next question. Breathe, please. And then shake it off. Good. Nice. So we're going to proceed with the spinal motions. It's going to be cat and cow. I'm going to turn sideways so again so you can see. So it's easy to see. Okay? So on inhale, you're going to bring the chest forward and shoulders, elbows back. On exhalation, you're rounding the spine and curling in. In fact, if you're okay, I'm going to change the color. It probably will be way more easier, and I should have done it at the beginning, but it's easier to see if I'm going to be arching my back because I just realized that I'm blending with the chair. And then rounding and looking down to the navel. Inhaling hard forward, shoulders, elbows back. Exhalation, rounding, curling. You're still facing me. Okay? I'm just showing how the spine works. Shoulders, elbows back, chest open. Exhalation, rounding and curling. The breath is nice, smooth. Inhale, forward. And exhalation, rounding. Humming breath in. Last time, freeze for a moment. Not the breath, just the position. Just the position. And a nice sigh. Good. Returning back into a neutral straight spine. Taking your left hand and placing it on your right knee. Right hand goes back, reaching the chair behind you, however you can, reach and grab. Work on lengthening your spine, grow tall, and then try not to move the hips. Try to move the rotation of the twist from the lower ribs, so it's the mid-spine rotating. Rotate from the mid-spine to your right and look over your right shoulder or look out to the side. That's a chair twist, chair yoga twist. Okay? A lot of office workers, without even knowing, when they're sitting 8 hours straight in the chair, do those movements because they intuitively feel like their spine, their back needs to be moved. Okay? So as we return back in, we're going to move around a little bit. Shake it off that upper body. Try not to move the legs. Move your upper body a little bit. Now, right hand goes into your left knee, and the left hand reaching however you can reach the chair behind you. Go into extension and then go into the twist for the left. Turn the head back. We'll look out to the side. However your neck works here, how far it can go. Nice. Few more exhales, nice and steady. And gradually let go. Walk it off a little bit. So some of you do this. Try to move the spine a little bit. Maybe not as fast, maybe slower rotation, slower rotation. If it hurts, you know what to do. You want to back off, okay? Shake it off. Let's go with the lateral stretches. So lateral stretch, if you could, take your right arm over. If not, maybe doing the so-called monkey stretch, or just lift the shoulder and work on that tilt to the left. So I'm gonna go the deepest variation, arm up, and then lengthen first, and then go into the left. Hand could be resting in the left, or grabbing the edge of the chair or the leg of a chair. You're gonna lean across. Now, the right side opens, the left side gets a little bit more of that massaging squeeze. But try to grow even more together. Grow with the stretch. In the lateral stretch, adding even more stretch for your spine. Good. Slowly release. Shake it off. And proceed with the next one. Taking left arm up and over. Okay. Lengthening and tilting to your right. Other hand can find the prop for yourself here. So you get in lateral stretch, but try to grow even more. Grow. Breathe. Breathing is good. Not breathing is bad. Very cheesy joke here. Okay. And release. Shake it off. Very good. So proceeding with, let's do actually a couple more twists and lateral stretches. I think it won't hurt. Let's do it again. Left hand, right knee, right hand on the chair behind you. And this time when you're in a twist, feel free to explore the movements of your back. You're in a twist, but as you're listening to your intuition, create some motions here, some movements. Head, neck, shoulders, spine, hips. Okay, and then walk it off a little bit. And the right hand reaches the left knee. Left hand behind you as you're twisting to your left, exploring some motions as well. Okay, and then walk it off. For your shoulders variations, upper body variation, for the lateral stretch, I'm going to offer you to have open elbows position. You can stick to the arm up, again, shoulder, your variations. And chest opens, and start leading with your right elbow the ceiling. Act like you're trying to touch the ceiling with the elbow. Good. Get that side body going. Ground it through your right hip. Reach to the side, through the armpit, through your upper arm, all the way to the elbow. And let go. Switching sides. Take the hands in the back. Again, modify it if you need to. And start leading with the left heel up towards the ceiling. And then think of grounding yourself through your hip from the waist down, that rooted sensation. From the waist up, a little bit more length. Stretch. Elbow. Breathing in when you stretch more. And let it go. Shake it off. Proceeding with the hips. Okay, so take your hands in the hips and start small circles from the hips here. Circling down, inhale up and around. Circling down, inhale up and around. With the breath. If my speed is too fast, slow things down. Good, and we're going to reverse it. Circling down, inhale up and around here. One more time. And exhalation, release. And next, open up the feet a little bit wider. We're going to start with hinge forward from the hips here where elbows resting in the knees. To most of us, it could be really doable and relatively easy to do. Not always. So if you already reached your limit and it feels too much, you can back off just a little bit of a hinge. If you could stay here, this might be your level. Stay where you are. If you could go for more, let's go ahead and reach your ankles or your feet and you're going to fold down. Trying your best to keep your back straight for now. And then continue bringing your heart forward, heart forward. Only if it works, walk the hands forward. Sometimes it's fingertips, sometimes it's base of the fingers, sometimes it's a whole flat palm. And you're going to drop the head. Relax. Now you melt your back. Relax. If it feels intense, back off. This, let's call it, this level would be our last level for us to experiment here. Continue guiding your knees forward. And then we're going to slowly work your way back up. So hands and the feet or ankles, elbows and the knees, hands and the knees, and then release. Good. Shake it off a little bit. Wiggling, wiggling with the legs. You can add the wrists, never hurts. Okay, and then two-sided variation here. So if you had a hip replacement here, so I encourage you to be really cautious. The gentlest approach that you can try here is, let's do the right leg. Right ankle over the left and just allowing the knee to drop. Just be aware of that, okay? This is your modified version and you're going to be working on the hinging forward in the moment. Now, if you could go for more, definitely more ankle on the knee and then working on drawing the knee down, okay? So if you're here, that's all right. You're just working on creating a little bit more space here. If you can, assist with the hand and create a little bit of a push and down. Straighten out your back. So noticing, I already gave you several options, right? Stick to your variation. If you're okay, continue doing a little bit of kind of like a good massage from inside of the leg as you're traveling down to the knee, creating a good opening for your inner thigh muscles. Now, if you're comfortable to proceed and go a little bit more, you go with extension here and hinge you from the hips as you're leading your heart towards the front. Okay, it all depends how far you can go. Judge on sensation in the muscles of the leg, outer leg muscle, glute, lower back. If it's deep exactly in the hip joint, it's a sign that you're going too far. Okay, and slowly back off. Shake it off. And go to the other side. So left ankle crossed over the right, this is your variation. And then all that you could do is just sit here and working and creating some nice opening for the inner thigh muscles. This alone gets you going through the outer leg and then glute area. If you could go for more, ankle underneath. And then application. As you can see, like my left side, well actually technically it's my right side because I'm calling your side, is tighter. So I have to be aware of that. I'm gonna try to keep my mindful approach here, noticing that I'm readjusting my ankle, bottom ankle with the knee. Good. And then as I am stretching with my friend, I might well try and do the hinge forward. Try to do that shift direct forward. Often, if we're lacking in flexibility here, our right hip wants to come off and you're going to be a little bit of a crooked. So keep your straight, grounded sit bones into the chair as you're moving forward. Okay, a few deep breaths down into your lower back. Nice smooth exhales. Little heads up, we have 5 minutes to go. We are going to work the legs a little bit, feet, toes. And then slowly coming out. Good. Shake it off. Inward rotation, as long as your knees will allow you, have the feet a little bit wider, like hip distance apart or wider. And then if you could connect your knees together here, in creating a good massaging exercise here for your outer leg muscles, your IT band. Those parts of the body like to be massaged. They like to hold tension often. Okay, so keep rolling, keep rolling it down. Okay, last time. And let go, shake it off. Here is our feet. So we're going to start with the tapping. Dancing with the feet. We were doing the tapping, but right now put a little bit more variety into your dance. You can do your favorite tune. It's your happy feet and see my fancy feet. All right, next we're going to take one of the leg and stretch it out. Flex your foot, spread the toes. Try to keep your back straight. You're still sitting on the edge of the chair. And then pretend like you're playing the piano with your toes right now. Go ahead and give it a try next to plant your foot down. As a response, you're feeling some front leg stretch. Sometimes you feel it in the calf. And we'll create a sequence as you flex your foot on the inhale, curl the toes, or do kind of like a so-called fist of your toe with your toes and plant the foot down. Inhale, flex, curling in, and put it down. Inhale, flex, curling in, put it down. Inhale, flex, curling in, put it down. And you can do a little bit of a dance from this angle, noticing how my leg rotates too. Going to the other side, flex your foot, wiggling your toes. Playing with your toes here. Nice. Planting the foot down. A little bit of a stretch here. Front, shin, top of the foot, calf. And plant. Flex, curl, down. A flex, curl, down. Breathe, flex, curl, down. Last time, flex, curl, down. And a little bit of a dance here. In fact, that dance could be crisscrossing when you're sitting in the chair with ankles under your knees and doing that motion in and out. crisscrossing, breathing as you go with it. Next one could be quite an experience, let's put it that way. I'm going to give you several options. If you could, stay on the tops of your toes. So I'm going to just turn so you can see that's where I am. Only if it works, come onto your tips of your toes. And only if your toes will allow you to curl the toes under. Only if it works, okay? So, toes under. Your toes are capable of a lot of things, they're just not used to certain things. Only if it works, you want to sit on the edge of the chair, slide the leg under. You're going to get that stretch through your quad. Okay? So, and then watch your lower back. Keep the support from your front body, navel in, and then maybe leaning back. If it's asking too much, back off. Or all the way, where it works. You want to feel plenty of stretch all the way through here. Good. You can stay here longer, or you can come up, shake it off, and then the same thing another side. Stay just on your toes, on your tips, or toes curled under. Okay? If you could, proceed with the sliding the leg under here, so knees looking straight forward, so it's not this, yeah, knees straight forward, and maybe with a strong core, so the lower back is stable. If you're feeling pinch in the lower back, don't go there, otherwise lean back. And release. Shake it off. Dancing, hopping around. Good. So normally for my students, I recommend to work rolling the foot on a golf ball or tennis ball. We'll call it it. You can add that as an extra thing for you. If you have a tennis ball, good. Just rolling it and massaging the fascia and the thick layers of your foot under. Rolling another side, and maybe listen to your favorite song. Continue boosting that positive energy for yourself. At this point, we are closing class together. Bring your hands to heart. From my heart to yours. Namaste.